Starting with data validation. Let's take an example in column A. I'm having one header with age, and this column would be carrying age of, let's say, candidates. And I want a restriction should be there that candidate age should be greater than 18. So how to restrict that? For that, we are having a tab, data tab. In the data tab, we are having data validations. On data validation, we are having plenty of options there. I'll say I'm looking for whole number, which should be greater than 18. That's my restriction. And input message is what? If you put, if your user put your cursor on the cell, what message the user would be getting? So I'll say age validation. I'll say message would be say age should be greater than 18. If error is there, I say header would be validation field, and I say invalid range, invalid age range. I want stop icon would be there when value would be incorrectly entered by user. I say okay. Now this on moving on cursor, you will be able to see this message which we had given in input message. So if I write 11, it give me error, invalid age range. Retry, cancel, help. I say retry. I'll give it 19. It's good to go. We'll accept. Any value other than this 18, greater than 18 would not be get entered in this cell. I'll say 21. So good to go. So if you want to implement this rule to all cells below, you can drag it. And drag that from corner. So you can say clean the values. Now you can see the value. Till the time you are getting this message, it means the cell is having the validation. So anywhere if you put the wrong value, it prompt you an error. That's the first case where we are saying the age validation is there. Next, I'm saying one more case is there. So I'm looking for sales amount. I should be greater than 0, and it can be a decimal value. I'll say okay. Data validation settings. I say it would be a decimal value. It should be, I'll say, greater than 0. Any value greater than 0, good for me. That's okay. I'm not putting, so let's put this information of sales should greater than 0. I'm not putting error message here. Let it be default message. I say okay. So if I put negative values, even 0 also would not get accepted. So any value greater than 0 is good to go. You can drag the restrictions, change the cell, then drag it. I'll say up to 15, I'm restricting it. 15th row. So same like age validation there, we are having sales validation. Here we are saying sales value should be greater than 0. Likewise, I'm saying I'm having a column department. I want a user should not write any damn value. I want a user should have an option of selecting the department name from the drop down, because it sometimes can happen once you are asked spellings. These can be incorrect, or you can say they try to use shortcuts for the departments like human resource. I'll try to write HR and all. So we'll restrict that particular case. We are having option restricting the cell with the list. Restricting the cell with list. Say, take an example. I'm making department list here. So I'll say HR, finance. I'll say IT. I'll say support and main. I'm having 5 department with me. I want this department should be available as a drop down here for choice. Any other value other than the list will not be get permitted. For that purpose, let's click on the cell on which we want a restriction to be applied. And click on data validation under data tab. And I'll say this time we have to go for list. While you choose list, you have to spell the source part. I'll say source is this one. In most of the cases, we put this list in some other list like sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Somewhere else, I'll prefer I should put this list so that user should not be able to view this. For demo purpose, I'm just putting it here so that we can relate the things from where I'm getting data in the list. So I say okay. For input message is going to change. So I say select the department name from list. I'll say okay. So here, if you click here, it will say the same values are there, which is there on your sheet, Excel range. If you write anything else which is not a part of your list, will prompt an error. So IT, I'll choose. If you want clear the shell first, then you can drag the values. Pick up that corner plus sign, then drag it up to 15th row. Let it be less than 5 characters. For that purpose, I say code with is a text, and I want the text to be less than data validation. I say between one should be less than or equal to 5 characters. So user can write say A, B, C, D, E, F. It's 6 character. I say it should be 5 only. The dictionary there. And because we have not given any message, that's why the message is not visible to us. If you want to do the message there, you can go for again. Then change the message here. Say write the code with 5 character length for make it more readable for you to do the entry. The same you can drag it from corner into 15th row. And same rule is applied to all rows. Then say suppose I'm asking date of birth from user, and I'm having the restriction that date of birth should not be greater than the current date. That's a date validations. That's a normal case. I'm just putting it here. So date of birth, let it be so whatever. So I'll data validation. I'll say date. I'll say should be less than from today's date. You are calling function today. So message enter date of birth less than today's date. That's a message I'm giving it here. So if user trying to enter greater than today's date, suppose today is 27th, let's say 29th of April 2020. Prompt in error. Any date less than the today's date is good to go. This is the data validation which you can do to restrict the entries for your user to make sure that you got the clean data for analytics.